One of the reasons for this channel, and I don't want to sound hyperbolic here, but is to combat the very forces of evil that exist in this world. Okay, that sounded hyperbolic. These cancel pigs, as the beautiful term coined by Mark Millar. These cancel pigs, these activists, these pushers of ideology, these the ones that come after the children with their not so secret gay agenda, the ones that try to silence all opposition by calling them racist or homophobic or transphobic, the ones that strawman and gaslight. I sort of group them all in the same little bubble with overlaps, but it all is the same umbrella term of they're fucking evil, pure and simple when it comes right down to it. They don't like the nuclear family. They don't like freedom of speech. They don't like live and let live, which should be the basis of everything. Live and let live. You do you, I'll do me. Get a story here from Bounding into Comics. We again referencing the Glenn Leary story we did from the Comic Palace, where he that beautiful, beautiful rant he did, where he said, "Please just start writing characters and stop putting yourself as the character." Mark Millar, because that guy got blasted. So Mark Millar, thankfully, has come to Glenn's defense. They did a podcast together, a little 30-minute thing, which I'm still considering about reacting to. But this is what Mark Millar had to say on the show. So bounding into comics. Mark Millar takes a stand against cancel pigs, calls on creators, that's us, and fans, also us, to never ever appease or encourage their cruelties. Fuck the cancel pigs. If you are one, boy, shame on you. In taking a stand against the ever growing wave of cancel culture that currently overwhelms the world of comic books, veteran industry writer Mark Millar has officially taken to calling out the self serving and dishonest behavior of the many fans and writers who would seek to ruin another's career over the slightest of, and often 99.9% of time, often made up socio-political infractions, which fucking change from day to day depending on what madman is in power. And that is not a Trump joke. It's whatever mad little fucking progressive group is in charge of the internet today. Or, as they have recently been colloquially termed, cancel pigs. And they will forever be called cancel pigs. The civil wars stand against the cancel happy elements of his industry first began on December 6th, following his hosting of the Comic Palace store owner Glenn O'Leary on his personal Miller Time podcast to discuss the latter's, and we talked about this, recent attacking by numerous comic book professionals, and they should be ashamed to call themselves professionals. Can't even sell comics anymore. Eric July and the Ribberverse sells more comics than any of them, probably combined. They don't care about who or what the character is anymore. Yeah, 100%. Most of these new writers, oh, this is his rant. I'll start over. This is Glenn's basically key of what he was saying. Writers nowadays, they don't care about who or what the character is anymore. Most of these new writers don't have a love of comics like these older writers had. All they care about is how do I put myself in this book, or how do I put my politics in this book, which is themselves, because they have linked their politics and their social beliefs so inextricably to themselves. It was a bold word. I went for it, flubbed it, but I got it there. Inextricably. They've linked all of their beliefs to themselves. And it shows. It shows because the characters aren't characters anymore. They are the person writing the book, to the expense and to the detriment of the story. Sharing his interview with O'Leary to his personal Twitter account, Millar was met with a number of replies, some positive, some negative. I'm going to wager that was more than a 50-50 balance. Among those who commented on the discussion was Cyberfrog creator Ethan Van Sciver, who praised his industry colleague. Of course, they're both warriors in the fight. I feel like you might be the only one who can destroy this evil. Oh, see, we get because it is fucking evil. It is evil. It is evil. It's not like cackling villain evil. It's like demon, like pulling strings evil, saying good is bad and bad is good type of evil. Terrific job, Mark. Thank you. I feel like you might be the only one who can destroy this evil. That's what it is. It's killing comics. It's killing a lot of things. I'll get more eyes on this interview right now. Yeah, everyone needs to see this. Everyone needs to see that this is the basis of the argument. When it boils right down to it, stop fucking up our characters by putting yourself and writing yourself as the character. Please and thank you. Unsurprisingly, given that Miller had interacted with an individual they perceived as one of comics' greatest evils, this and I recognize the irony that both sides think the other side is evil as fuck. Welcome to 2023. This friendly interaction was soon seized upon by cancel pigs in order to try and bully the Superman Sun creator. Which, if you think you're going to bully Mark Millar, you are smoking that crack. Replying to a tweet from Derek R. asking, why exactly are people here slagging Mark Millar? Queer Comics, the Pride writer, Joe Glass claim, getting friendly with Comics Gate, which, yeah, we should have gated comics a long time ago. They're fucking destroyed. They're in ashes. Comic shops are closing left and right, and it is 110% the fault of these activists. Only we had gatekeep. We were too open. Also, he had it highlighted and defended the comics retail. He basically said comics are dying because people are adding diverse elements to existing characters. Yes, that is what is happening. Comics are dying because you keep fucking adding diverse elements to already existing characters. No one said they're dying because you're adding diversity. It's because you keep fucking adding it to existing characters. Add it somewhere else. It's already full. You keep adding shit to spots that are already full. There's no more room to park here. Parking lot's full. Go park in the fucking parking lot across the street. Doesn't mean that I'm racist and I don't like your car. It means this is my fucking parking spot. That's such an in joke that some of you will get, but Dan Caliban, the writer of Band of Bards, American Dreams, likewise decreed. Surprise, surprise. MM plays to the far right culture warriors. Fuck you. As opposed to playing to the far left culture warriors, which has destroyed everything. The guy who insulted his fellow. Fuck off, Daniel. Yeah, you got to ignore these dummies. You got to keep saying what it is. Don't let them try and. Glenn attacked no one. Glenn spoke truth. He spoke his truth. They don't like it because they know he's right. Noted industry influencer Lauren Rinfamous Cooper started a Twitter thread collecting some of the more abrasive anti-feminist agreements given to the previous. And that's the other thing. Yes, there are sexist, racist, transphobic assholes, and they're going to come in and they're going to say some dumb shit. Just like there's always some fucking asshole that shows up with a Nazi flag to a pride rally or something. And then they'll go, look, they're all racist. No. One does not, or should not, even though they like to do that. One does not speak for all. One does not ruin it for all. I don't think every gay person is a pedo child groomer just because there are gay people that are pedo child groomers. By the way, gays against groomers. Good X. I'm really trying to say X and not do the Twitter X thing. We all know we changed it to X. I respect Elon enough to start calling it X. Millar met with a block from Millar a few days ago. Cooper accused in turn pointed out to Mark Millar that some of his recent commentaries resulted in a wave of virulent misogyny and hate speech from his fans. And who gives a fuck? Because that is not his response. Speak your mind, and how people react to it is not your fault. That's their fault. It's up to everyone can take their own thing from what you say, unless you're directly calling for violence, which I know he wasn't doing. Let's see what he said. Oh. Yeah, of course he blocked it because you're a dummy with the trap question, and no response he gave would have been enough to capitulate you. Amidst this attempt to paint the writer as an acceptable target for their attacks, some such fans began to claim that they always knew Millar was an inherently, those are the weak people that at the first sign of a little adversity, they abandoned ship. This particular aspect of the cancel campaign eventually drew a video from noted comic book YouTuber Comics by Perch, wherein he recapped to his viewers. Right now, there's this kind of weird phenomenon where, the video about the comic store retailer complaining about a lot of comics, and it got dogpiled, and a bunch of other comic pros were like, hey, don't shit where you eat. And it seemed to quiet down, except where, like, you're not going to be able to eat there because the comics are so shitty, you're going to close. And it seemed to quiet down. And then Mark Millar comes in and does an interview with the guy, and everyone's like, can't attack the retailer, but we can attack Mark. Yeah, sure. So there is a barrage. I mean, a lot of people now posting about why Mark is a terrible, awful, sus, rightly exerted person, Perch noted in his December. But the common again, they were all blowing him right before this. But the common thread in all of this is stuff like this. And I'm going to, and it's all a bunch of horrible, disgusting death threats. Go kill you. This tolerant, passive, progressive left that just thinks everyone is an ism. They go on to say the most despicable shit you could imagine. That if I probably read this verbatim, the things that they say to him, I would get like flagged or something for death threats. Yeah, it's disgusting. Don't let these cancel pigs do it. Keep the through line. Stop messing with our characters. Diversity's fine. Don't let it overwrite already existing themes and stories and characters. Mark Millar, you're the man. We don't need to read the rest of this. You get the idea of it. Don't let them come after you. Don't let them shame you. That's all they have. That's all they have. They're all cowards and narcissists, and they have no. Here's the thing: if it was working, comic sales would be great. Comic sales wouldn't be going to stores, wouldn't be going out of business. We'd all be reading comic Storian wouldn't be shutting down his fucking YouTube channel, right? Because no one cares about comics because they've destroyed it. Because comics aren't comics anymore. They're just little propaganda pieces for their gay agendas. They're Alan Scott, Tom Sheridan's, right? It's that's all they have. This is all they have. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. You agree with the cancel pigs? I hope not. Please don't. Like and subscribe. See you in the next one.